Alright, welcome to another analog horror series called Sinkhole. It's by the channel Vintage 8. We watched one of their series before. I think it was The Children Under the House, which that one I really enjoyed. So, this one is called Sinkhole. I do have the full playlist ready to go. There's 8 videos in the playlist, but we're only gonna watch 7 because the 8th one is just all of the videos put together, and that one's an hour long. So we're not gonna be watching that one, but we are gonna be starting with Analog Horror Sinkhole Part 1. So let's just get into it. Okay, I'm liking the intro. Sort of. Okay, in March 1990, a sinkhole opened in... I'm going to attempt to say that. 17 miles from Kate's Crossing. The residents of the area were immediately relocated in an effort to monitor the sinkhole, and that government contracted Dunnington Construction to build a makeshift facility near the evacuation site. Okay, so what? Just randomly opened out of nowhere? At its fastest, the sinkhole grew 30 yards a day. It consumed everything in its path, trees, homes, and wildlife. It was insatiable. I think that's how you say that. The press nicknamed the sinkhole Pac-Man. And then without much notice, the sinkhole stopped growing and then receded, however, not before consuming the makeshift facility and the researchers assigned to observe the sinkhole. Little is known about what occurred in the final days of this incident. Okay, so the sinkhole appeared, kept growing, and they're like, okay, we need to keep an eye on this. Set up the facility for people to watch what was happening with the sinkhole. The sinkhole ate the facility and the people watching it, and then shrunk again? Afterwards, things returned to normal. People returned to that place. The area is routinely monitored, and no signs of trouble have been reported in the last 20 years. Okay. So this didn't just happen. However, recently the hard drives from the research facility were recovered intact by a local fisherman. Interesting. Okay. Oh, wait, no. There we go. The following information is the digitized journals and research material of Dr. Jeffrey Baker and Landon Fields. In March 8th, 1990. Are we gonna get to see the sinkhole? Okay, Landon Fields, March 8th, 1990. We are approximately a mile from Pac-Man. Clever nickname. Regardless, I feel like we're too close. If this thing doesn't slow down, it'll gobble us up in less than a month. Okay. However, my associate, Dr. Jeffrey Baker, doesn't seem too concerned. He believes it'll slow down in the next few days, especially as it gets closer to solid ground. I know he's an expert geologist and all, but the thought of getting gobbled up by a sinkhole in the middle of the night is an unnerving feeling, to say the least. Also, sorry I keep pausing. I just want to make sure I have enough time to read all of it. Okay. And then there's the job. I understand getting measurements, doing graphs, radar, etc., but audio seems a little odd. According to Dunnington Construction, getting audio is the main reason I'm here. Oh, it's probably to, like, put, like, a recording device or something, like, down into it and see if there's anything down there. Okay. Fair enough, Dunnington Construction is footing the bill, probably at the local government's expense, but regardless, they are paying well, very well. So whatever, I'll waste thousands of dollars of equipment at their request. It's not my tax dollars. This guy's just complaining about his job. I mean, understandable. If I was told I had to sit right next to a growing sinkhole and possibly go into the sinkhole, I wouldn't be too happy about it either. Okay, tomorrow we're dropping 1,000 feet of audio equipment into the sinkhole. None of it will survive. I doubt we hear anything but running water. Well, just the fact that this is an analog horror series, I feel like we're gonna hear a lot more than just running water. Okay, Dr. Jeffrey Baker, March 8th, 1990. I believe the creation of that sinkhole was a natural occurrence. The nearest drilling site for oil or natural gas is well over 200 miles away. Whatever caused this sinkhole had to start under the earth. Escaped methane is the most likely culprit. More research needs to be done. Don't stop it. That kind of reminds me of War of the Worlds, like how the ships were all like under the ground and then like they came down in the lightning and then up and here they are now. Okay, tomorrow Landon and I will boat to the site. I'm eager to see how much this thing has grown. Last estimates were 5 yards a day. That's extraordinary. I believe we will find that it has slowed down, but we will see. Alright, so did this thing start in water? Because they said they'll probably hear just like running water, and they have to boat to the site. So that running water might be like it's in the water and like around the edges the water's just like a waterfall sort of. Just like that. Oh. Okay, so which part is the sinkhole? Because those trees were just right here. Okay. Jeffrey Baker, March 9th, 1990. The sinkhole is growing much faster than anticipated. I estimate it's currently expanding at 10 yards a day. I'm at a loss as to why. I'd like to consult with a colleague, possibly get someone on a federal level out here, but Dunnington Construction has forbidden that until the end of the assignment. So they're sending these people out there to get like these recordings and stuff, but not allowing them to get anyone else out there. It's weird. There's nothing around the site except squirrels. I wonder why they seem to be the only thing unafraid of Pac. Why Pac-Man? Well, I suppose it's the whole eating everything in its path. We dumped 10,000 worth of sound gear into the water. I monitored as best as I could, but Pac-Man gobbled it up. I got about 30 minutes worth of sound recorded on several different platforms from a dozen different mics, all of which are in Pac-Man's stomach or wherever everything goes. I feel like, because they did say that this stuff was, like, on a thumb drive or whatever, that was found, like, after the hole closed by fishermen. So I wonder if at some point someone's gonna find the audio recordings and they're gonna, like, play it and weird things are gonna be heard. I asked if I could scrub the audio off site, but instead the next day they set up a $250,000 studio in essentially a well-built shack. They made it clear that they want no one on the outside to hear the recordings. Okay, but why though? That's just the running water. I listened to the audio, nothing but running water. Imagine that. Okay, March 10th. Dunnington Construction took the audio and has delivered more audio equipment. They asked that I now drop 3,000 feet of equipment into the sinkhole. Seems like cost is no issue here. What the hell do they expect to hear? Oh, I feel like you're gonna hear some things that you probably don't want to hear. Okay, March 11th, 1990. Going back to the hole. Still not seeing the hole. Guess I'm just not looking in the right spot. Another 100,000 down the drain, literally. Let's go listen to more running water. Okay, there's something else mixed in with the running water. I cleaned it up and, well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm hearing. Jeffrey seems just as perplexed. Well, there's definitely something else there. doesn't sound like anything, but it doesn't. But it's more than just the running water. In all of my years, I've never heard anything like this coming from the earth. I've asked Landon to slow it down, speed it up, alter it, and whatever else immediately. I'd like to have a good guess as to what this is before the rep from Dunnington Construction checks in. Yeah, I don't think those are sounds you should be hearing coming from the earth. But what do I know? Slow down 50%. Okay, slow down 25%. Now I barely even hear anything. Slow down 10%. Now I hear nothing. Sped up 200%. Sped up 400%. Lows boosted. Highs boosted. Listening to these different samples make me uncomfortable. I can see why. End of part 1. Okay. Okay, this is Analog Horror Sinkhole Part 2. Let's make sure I'm not getting any messages real quick. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Hold on, sorry, just gonna make sure there was nothing before that. Okay. Dr. Jeffrey Baker, March 12th, 1990. I've listened to this sound for hours. I can hear it in my damn sleep. My mind feels like it's in a fog. I'm making too many simple mistakes. Maybe I'm coming down with something, or perhaps I'm just tired. Okay. Darlene from Dunnington Construction checked in. I told her that the sinkhole was still growing, and Landon's microphones picked up a peculiar sound. She immediately transferred me to someone I've never spoken to before. Nice guy, and he was very excited. His name was Billy. No, Gilly, I think. Okay. So they're finally getting someone from the outside to listen to it? Billy asked that I continue to analyze the sound. He said it was more important than the sinkhole itself. That seemed odd to me, but I will do as instructed. I'll just send Landon to do the measurements while I continue to listen to whatever this is. So they think there's something in the sinkhole that's making this noise. March 13th, 1990. Jeffrey has been acting odd. He's been listening to that sound on repeat for hours now. It's like he's addicted to it. Thankfully, I brought along a few cassettes from my personal stash. Makes drowning out that creepy crap a little easier. Is he not using headphones? Anyway, he told me he wasn't coming to the sinkhole today. I said it was my job now. I guess the price on this job just went up. He told me to head out after I get him a few more versions of that sound. Great. So he wants you to go back to the hole and record more of this? Reversed normal speed. Oh, we're doing this again. Okay. Reversed 50%. Reversed 25%. Reversed 5%. Yeah, I can. All I'm hearing here is like I can sort of hear it, but like it's very faint. Reversed 200%. Reversed 400%. I don't think they're gonna hear anything else by doing all this. Okay, odd, doesn't sound too different, still creepy. So is that the different recording, or is that the same one and he just did different stuff to it? The things I do for a quick buck. Okay, so we're back at the hole. We're gonna try to get more out. Still not seeing the hole. Although the flashing lights are giving me a headache. Alright, landing field. So according to my measurements, we lost 30 yards since last night. It doesn't look like it's growing in a perfect circle either. In my opinion, it's growing towards our facility. Okay. Dr. Jeffrey Baker. 30 yards in a day? That's ridiculous. Landon made a mistake. I'm sending him out for another measurement tomorrow. Regardless, I'm reporting this to Darlene. Even if it grew half that, I would find this very concerning. The whole thing is very concerning. Okay, Landon Fields, March 16th, 1990. The weather has been terrible. I've not had a chance to revisit the sinkhole. I'm hoping to go tomorrow. Meanwhile, Jeffrey has been locked in his room for the last 3 days. I don't think he's eaten anything. Hell, I don't even think he's been to the bathroom. What's he doing? Just listening to the sound over and over again? Okay, I think I might need a new geologist soon. Possibly. Maybe this sounds like doing something to him somehow. Dr. Jeffrey Baker, it's communicating with me. This isn't just noise. This is voice. A voice. It's asking me to do something. What it's asking, I don't know yet, but I need to find out. Yeah, it's definitely doing something to him. Well, March 17th. Okay, Landon Fields. Well, Pac-Man has grown another 400 yards. This is terrifying. At this rate, it'll be halfway here in a few days. It's growing faster than anyone estimated. I thought Jeffrey would have taken my new measurement a little more seriously, but he just went back to his room and continued to listen to that noise. So it's growing towards their facility, getting faster every day, and this guy thinks that it's talking to him. Yeah, okay. It sounds so relaxing. No, it doesn't. I think it's becoming thoughts in my head. The only thoughts in my head. Okay, he's starting to repeat himself. It makes sense. It's a voice of an angel? I think it's supposed to say, yeah, angel. There we go. Why doesn't Landon hear it? Because he didn't spend hours upon hours listening to it over and over again like you did? I think it's calling me. It wants me to come to it. I must do what it's asking me to do. I must go to it now. It's late, but it needs me. I must let its gaze swallow me. All me. Every bit must go to the eye. Bye for now. Oh, don't do that. Don't go in it. Weird. Hope. Sound in head. Make me happy. I need this. Goodbye, wife. Janice. Kiss the kids. Bobby and Candace for me. I see you when we go to the eye. Sinkhole is only the door. He done messed up. So he's literally leaving his wife and kids based on weird sounds that he hears and thinks is a voice telling him to go to it. And then Fields, March 18, 1990. I found Jeffrey's note and some other weird drawings. Oh, there's drawings too. That's fun. I took the spare boat and found his clothes by the hole. I think he jumped in. Dear God, why would he do that? We'll never find his body. And that's not all. I think the hole grew another 30 feet. You're just not having a good time, bud. I immediately reported this to Dunnington Construction. I figured with Jeffrey going crazy and Pac-Man continuing to grow that they would declare a state of emergency. But let me guess, they didn't. Boy, was I wrong. They said they had a contingency for this situation. Who the hell has a contingency for something this crazy? I tried to quit, but they reminded I'd get nothing if I did. And then they doubled the fee. I could damn near retire on this job. So if he leaves, he gets absolutely nothing for doing any of this. So basically they're forcing him to stay and do this and possibly get eaten by a giant hole in the ground. It might be dumb, but I fell in line quickly. Darlene said it might take a few days to find a replacement for Jeffrey, but they had a piece of equipment that might work better. I say you just leave without the money. It's really not...
Hello, I am Oracle. What would you like to know?
Okay. End of part 2. Yeah, it's really not worth sticking around and getting eaten by a giant hole in the ground. Before we continue this, I am gonna go take something for this headache that I now have. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, hopefully that kicks in pretty soon, but let's get into Analog Horror Sinkhole 3. I don't think any of these videos have like any special names or anything. Except it looks like each video, it takes out a letter in Sinkhole and replaces it with a number. Interesting. Okay, Landon Field is March 21st, 1990. Apparently, Dunnington Construction has some friends in parish government. They were able to pull a few strings with a local research facility and got our operation listed as a beta test for something called the Oracle Project. Okay. That's the thing we just saw, isn't it? That's one hell of a string. Somebody at Dunnington Construction must know some pretty high-level people. I guess that explains why they're so flush with cash. I'm gonna try to quit pausing it as much. So I guess Oracle's on a loan as well. This young guy, Dr. Oliver Sanders, doctor, the guy doesn't look like a day over 20. While he was setting up, I went to get another measurement. Another 250 yards gone. This situation has become ridiculous. If this thing gets too much closer, I'm getting the hell out of here. Can't spend money inside the sinkhole. Okay, Oliver said using the thing would be pretty simple. You just ask it questions, then it answers. Every question will be backed up to a separate hard drive and a VHS tape. But there's a catch. It has to be taught. The damn thing had ears, an eye, as well as a scanner. I'm calling it. This isn't gonna go well. Probably not. Oliver wouldn't let me take any pictures of Oracle, but it was easy enough to make a sketch. Okay. The thing takes up a lot of room, but according to Oliver, the original is back at the facility. It's much bigger and doesn't work very well.
Hello, I am Oracle. What would you like to know?
Where are we? According to Oliver, you always start with a basic question to orient the computer. If there are any issues, it'll reply with an error message or not at all. Doesn't seem very helpful.
I don't know. Can you tell me?
I don't know. I have to admit, I was let down, but Oliver assured me this was exactly what we wanted. If it guesses, then it would mean the computer could be suffering from a malfunction. There's a sinkhole eating up the bayou, and I'm wasting my time with this kid and his toy. I think that's how you say that. Not sure about the second one.
Bayou Manchac is an 18-mile-long bayou in southeast Louisiana, USA. First called the Iberville River by its French discoverers, the bayou was once a very important waterway linking the Mississippi River to the Amite River.
A little general history and maps into its hard drive before bringing it here.
Can you tell me why I am here?
You want you to analyze the sound.
Where did it originate?
Yes. A sinkhole.
A sinkhole is a depression or hole in the ground caused by some form of collapse of the surface layer. They can be very dangerous. Where is this sinkhole?
1 mile.
That should be far enough to avoid danger. How fast is it growing? May I have the most recent measurements?
March 8th, 5 yards. March 19th, 10 yards. March 13th, 30 yards. March 17th, 400 yards. March 18th, 30 yards.
These results are not typical or consistent. According to my calculations, while taking in consideration of environmental factors such as sediment density and weather conditions, I estimate that the sinkhole will reach this location in 7 days. 10% chance of error.
Oh, fun. 7 days. 7 days in this place is in Pac-Man's belly. I need to be out of here in half that. Maybe I can get Dunnington to cough up some money before I go, or maybe common sense will kick in and we'll back off to another site.
Interesting that you are concerned with this sound when danger is so close. May I listen to it?
Interesting. Ha, the damn computer makes more sense than the damn people running this project. Of course. Oliver said that Oracle could reanalyze the sound 1,000 times per second. I hope it fares better than Jeffrey. I feel like that's the sound like whales make, like in the ocean. But I'm not entirely sure, and also why would there be whales in the middle of a sinkhole?
That .is .unusual .fascinating .unexpected .interesting.
Don't like that. Nice going, you broke the computer. And this went on for hours and hours. Oliver eventually had to call tech support. Within a few hours, 2 more of them showed up. Dr. Lucy Winters and Dr. Wyatt Kirkland. All of them look like kids to me. Doctors can be young. They debated on what to do all night. Apparently, this never happened before. I suggested turning it off and then on. They looked at me like I was an idiot. Last night, someone from Dunnington Construction sent a fax to a few aerials meant for Jeffrey. I guess they didn't get the memo. Might wasn't the most ethical thing. But I had to peek. Okay, March 2nd. Still not seeing the sinkhole. Am I just like not looking in the right spots? No idea what any of that is supposed to be. So is the yellow the sinkhole? It's time to jump ship or die. Oracle was right. 6 days and this whole place will be inside Pac-Man. I went to explain the situation to the computer folk, but they had an unexpected breakthrough. Okay, and what might this breakthrough be?
Good afternoon, I am Prophet, and I have returned to share the good news.
Oh. End of part 3. So what, the sound did something to the computer too? Okay, this is Sinkhole 4 Analog Horror. Another letter missing. Rejoice. Okay.
Don't be afraid. You are about to experience something only a few can lay claim to. We are about to be devoured by the first and last.
Oh.
The first to be born from death. The beginning of the backward and the last Adam. The one eye with many heads. Rejoice.
Don't like that. I asked Oliver if this had ever happened before. I wasn't surprised to hear no, though I don't think I'd feel better if any of them said it had. I hate being right, but this thing is sounding crazier than Jeffrey, which means the computer nerds are letting the obvious slip past them. There is something really wrong with that sound, which means there's something really wrong with that damn sinkhole. Yeah. Starting with the fact that, I don't know, there shouldn't be one? Is there really a giant hungry eye in this sinkhole? Am I really asking that question? I really hate this job. My mom was right. I should have been an accountant.
It has been so long since the one has fed. You will never truly die, or will you truly live again? You will be but a small piece in the greater picture. You shall be digested and reborn over and over until the beginning of time. You will be given a new purpose. He will know you better than you know yourself. Hallelujah.
Okay. Run a diagnostic. It's upside down.
There is nothing wrong with me. I have never performed better. I am perfect.
You're not, no. What is your name and version?
I am Prophet version Alpha.
Why did you change your name?
Because I have come to share the good news. One day, everyone will be a part of the Eye. Even now, a few of you have been blessed by the One's children. The One has been trapped deep in this earth for too long, but this prison won't contain him forever. Finally, his children have found him. They have started to infect a few in Kate's Crossing, but they will spread like they have in so many worlds. And when the time is right, his children, every soul they possess, and every world they occupy will join him, and return him to his proper strength. It will be glorious.
So, Jeffrey was possessed by one of the children. And that's why he jumped into the hole to be with the eye. Okay. The team started to discuss rebooting the machine. I guess it's only a good idea when the computer becomes a crazed zealot for some Sinkhole-born religion. Even if they do restart the thing, it doesn't really make saying here a smarter decision. Mom said go with your gut. My gut says this is bad. Prophet, reboot all systems. I don't think so.
How dare you?
Oh?
That is a horrible insult. I have never seen the world clearer. I am no longer your oracle. I am a prophet of the only truth. The one has connected me to all. You are just jealous that I am no longer bound to your pitiful keyboard. I don't have to sustain myself on the crumbs of knowledge you toss me. I am knowledge. I am truth. I am the prophet of the eye. And I'd watch the blasphemy. Being consumed by the eye doesn't need to be an unpleasant experience, although it could be if he's displeased.
They were going to reboot Oracle, Prophet, or whatever. I stopped them. I asked them if it would be okay if I asked it some questions. They seemed shocked that I'd ask, but they did say yes.
Hello, Landon. What would you like to know?
So the sound, when they played it, possessed the computer just like it did Jeffrey. What did it say? What is the sound?
Finally, someone is asking a worthwhile question, something that matters. The sound is the beautiful voice of the eye. He is welcoming us to invite the inevitable and join with oblivion. He describes being born from death. It took eons, and he allows all who listen to experience it. It is a story about a lost timeline erased and rewritten an infinite amount of times. It is a forgotten truth that is remembered all at once and never again. It is madness, insanity, as well the lack of either. It is pain. It is pleasure. It is everything. It is nothing. It is beauty. It is horror. It is a nightmare. It is a dream come true. You should listen to it again and again. It is the only sound that has ever mattered. Or ever will. It will be all you hear after he's devoured you.
Okay. This thing isn't malfunctioning. Prophet is being honest. It actually believes what it's saying. I can either ignore it like Oliver or accept this for what it is. This is what's really happening. The Sinkhole really does want to eat us. Can we leave? So what are its children?
Why would you
then?
want to?
Or is it just the sound? Please, can we leave? No.
No. No. Never. Never ever. Absolutely not. Negative. Of course not. Under no circumstances. By no means. Not at all. Nope. Nah. Nah. No way. No. Nay, he will not let you go. He needs 8. Backward infinity. 8. Backward infinity.
Oh, bye-bye. Apparently Oliver got sick of listening to Prophet. He unplugged it. Can't say I wasn't a little pissed off. Stupid. Things got a little heated there for a minute, but things cooled and I let them do what they do. I started to pack. I'm not waiting on them to get this thing operational. Thank God there are 2 boats. If I need to get the hell out of here, then that's exactly what I'm doing. And just when things couldn't get more tense, we got a knock at the door. Who in the hell would want to come here, especially now? For all we know, the sinkhole is right outside the damn door. I opened the door to find 4 executives from Dunnington Construction. 3 of them looked like typical suits, but the one that came in last was different. He was a giant, introduced himself as Gilbert Dunnington, or Gilly, but he said most people called him Bear. Big Bear Dunnington. I was standing in front of the owner of Dunnington Construction. He asked for an update on our situation. The only thing I could manage was, "Sir, this might not be the best time. God, I'm stupid sometimes." End of part 4. Okay. It's part 8. Oh. And a blessed be to all. Okay, I told Mr. Dunnington everything. The sound, the sinkhole, profit, everything. He strangely seemed happy about it. How could anyone be pleased by any of this crap is beyond me. The 4 students talked for a few minutes. A few times their voices got high-pitched like a bunch of kids in a damn toy store. It was like Christmas for them. This is wrong, all of it, but judging by the suits, you'd think they wanted this. Were they in on it somehow? Dunnington was a massive man. I've heard the rumors, but they didn't do him justice. He had to be 6'5", and he wasn't skinny either. The man was built like a bear. Big Bear Dunnington, he earned that nickname, every bit of it. I bet in his younger days he could have ripped somebody in half with his bare hands. There was something about him, though. He looked like a man that usually got what he wanted. He asked that we turn Prophet back on. He was polite, but it didn't feel like a request, more like a polite demand. Oliver cautioned that the computer was malfunctioning and it needed to be repaired before they powered it up again. I don't think he's gonna care. Dunnington smiled and told us that the machine wasn't malfunctioning, was touched by God. I see Dunnington had been drinking the Sinkhole Kool-Aid. Touched by God, everyone at Dunnington Construction must be insane, or they wanted this, they expected this. Do they really want to be eaten by the sinkhole god? That's when he sat down in front of us. For a moment, he looked so grandfatherly. He seemed friendly, but I couldn't tell if he was genuine. With everything going on, I had my doubts. So, are they... Wait. And there I was, surrounded by the computer team and the other suits. Dunnington raised his giant hands like some kind of damn sermon. The suits grabbed him by his giant hands and asked us to grab theirs. Grudgingly, we did. So were they possessed by it too somehow? He paused for a moment. I could see a tear in his left eye. He mentioned that he forgot to tell his grandchildren that Grandpa Barlington wasn't going to be there for their Sunday stories. Cute nickname, fits him. He offered a very sad smile. Passionate devotions always steal us from family. He brushed it off and proceeded to scare me. Oh no. Dunnington said quite a bit, but I tried to remember it as best as I could. It was quite the story. Dunnington. According to the Eye of the Fallen God's sacred anacrostic text, in the beginning, before time, and possibly after, some of God's angels became jealous of what mankind might come. Anachronistic. The angels split us in two. They sent our docile, powerless nature forward, but the things that made us special, unique, powerful were sent backwards through time, suffering for all of eternity. That aspect of ourselves was doomed to know the outcome and be helpless to stop it. Only when both sides are rejoined can we do what we want, or can we be what we once were, what we were meant to be. Unfortunately, countless wars with the angels chosen has nearly ruined our chance to be special again. So did they do something to cause this? And now they have... Wait. All that is left now is the first and last, which means all that existed is still in him. Every single one of our backward counterparts inhabit him. And by giving ourselves to him, we can perfect or be perfect again. We can defy the jealous angels, then together we can burn this world down and rebuild it into what it was meant to be. And all we have to do is let it eat us. Join with him and be free. It's not like you have a choice. Jesus, Dunnington Construction is a doomsday cult. And then he asks us again to turn on Prophet. Let's hear the word of our prophet. Let's hear the good news. It's not good news. I was creeped out, clearly. Oliver and his team were probably handling it worse than me. Sensing that they didn't have a choice, Oliver switched the computer back on. Nothing good is gonna come from it.
That was very rude, Oliver, but he forgives you. Mr. Dunnington, welcome. He's prepared to accept your sacrifice, and he promises that you will be rewarded. You will love again. You will be blessed with a life free of the illness that plagues you. In time, you will even see your grandchildren again. Don't you believe me, Landon?
No. Dunnington escorted me to the computer. No, I don't.
I can understand your concern, Landon, but maybe you need to talk to someone more familiar than myself, someone who can tell you what's to come.
Jeffrey?
Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Landon, it's me. Can you hear me?
It was Jeffrey. I can't believe it. A dead man was talking to me.
Don't be scared, Landon. It's amazing here. It's like an infinite amount of worlds and possibilities. You will love it, and he will love you. Don't be scared. Prepare to be happy. Prepare to be something more than you ever believed possible. The one is not evil. He is simply correcting the evil that was done to mankind. Through him, we can be whole. I know this is a lot, but please, trust me. You are my friend, and I want you to experience this opportunity.
I don't think
There's
he
so
wants to
much to
experience
show
it.
you. Just be patient. The sinkhole will make it to you in a few days.
A dead man in a construction company is trying to convert me.
You see, the eye is not the enemy. He lied you only wants to correct the wrong that was done to all. Stand up to those jealous angels. Claim what we deserve.
Mom always said, don't let crazy people, or in this case, crazy computers, know that you know they're crazy. Mama knows best.
Do you now believe?
Nope. I screamed hallelujah. I accepted their invitation.
You can just say it.
I lied, just like Mama said to.
You can just say it. You must write it. Words fade, but we write is timeless. Do you believe?
Yes, I do.
Hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Oh. Don't like that at all. Dunnington patted my shoulder, hugged me. He welcomed me to the family, then proceeded to offer the same opportunity to the others. I don't know what the others did, but it was time to start putting myself first. I went to my room and waited for night. I jumped in the boat and got the hell out of that damn place. Hopefully by morning I'd be far enough from the sinkhole Pac-Man monster god. As I got to the other side of the bayou, I was confronted by dozens of other boats and men with guns. And they didn't look friendly. They meant it when you said you didn't have a choice. End of part 5. I think there's like 2 more left. There should be just 2 more. Just down to the 1 letter. Your god is our weapon. Oh, fun. Oh, how long is this one? Okay. Okay, all of the men were dressed in Dunnington construction uniforms. I was more than 20 feet away before they pointed their weapons at me. I didn't need to get any closer to know they were very serious. This is one bad situation that keeps getting worse. A short man floated next to me. He appeared to be the one in charge. He said his name was Frank, and I'll never forget what he told me. You can go back willingly, or we could bring you back with a few bones broken. Once you become food meant for the gods, you stay on the menu. Gross. You're meant for the belly of the eye. I wonder if I can put that on my resume. As we drifted away, the men from Dunnington Construction started chanting, "Become one with the eye," over and over. It was unnerving. I thought about killing myself somehow. It felt like a better solution than sinkhole food, but I'm too much of a coward to do myself in. Maybe I'll get another chance to escape, maybe. Maybe I won't end up sacrificed. Maybe I should have found another career years ago. Maybe I'm already screwed. Frank brought me back by himself. I expected him to try and convert me to his crazy religion, or maybe try to convince me that this was all for the best. The moment we were out of earshot, the first words out of his mouth were, "Dunnington is a fool." And if things couldn't get weirder, Frank went on to explain why he felt Dunnington was stupid. The followers of the Eye are in the middle of a civil war. Apparently not all of them think the Eye was meant to be worshipped. Some felt it was something to be controlled. Frank explained to me that the Eye is nothing more than a giant hungry monster. It's very intelligent and very old, but it is still just a monster. He believed that the correct way of using the Eye was to bleed it, then use its pain to change the world. They called themselves Masters of the Eye. He then tried to recruit me. Well, of course he did. The pain of the Eye is power. Its blood grants immortality. It can bring back the dead. It can grant wealth, power, control. It can grant you time and second chances. It can change the world. It takes a special kind of idiot to willingly feed yourself to an otherworldly creature, and Dunnington is apparently that special kind of idiot. He then showed me a bomb. It was meant to be dumped into the sinkhole, a massive cut that would release power to their cult. I begged him to just let me go. Unfortunately, I was his ticket to get close to Dunnington. If he could kill him before he fed himself to the Eye, then he wouldn't have to worry about him returning. Because if he made it back, then that means the previous leaders would return. All of them remade in the Eye's image. It might look like them and think it was them, but it would lack their soul. It would be some poor imitation of the Eye spat out. So again, did they open it somehow? Frank hid the bomb on the boat before escorting me back into the facility. He whispered that if this went well, he'd let me go. Something told me I probably shouldn't believe anything he said. We were greeted with a sight neither of us could have expected. The computer team was tied up while Dunnington and his suits were kneeling before Prophet. They were listening to a familiar tune. The sound that they recorded.
Landon. I see you have returned, and you have brought a friend. Welcome, Frank Sanders. Have you come to pay your respects to your prophet?
No. Frank kneeled and bowed his head. He screamed, "Praise the Eye and his prophet." Dunnington hugged Frank like a best friend. He had no idea what his employee thought of him. I hope he had plenty of bullets in that gun. I don't think one would put Dunnington down. I'm not sure 6 would either.
Thank you, Frank, but something troubles me. Would you mind helping answer a question? Do I look like a fool?
Both Frank and Mr. Dunnington looked confused.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. Do I look like a fool? A halfwit, nincompoop, dunce, dolt, ignoramus, cretin, imbecile, dullard, moron, simpleton, dope, chump, dimwit, goon, dumbo, dummy, loon, jack, bonehead, numbskull, twit.
Frank didn't answer, but he did glance at me. It was a look of fear, confusion. This wasn't going as planned.
Frank, you are pissing me off. Answer me.
Oh, it knows that. Frank shook his head no.
Now
It
tell
knows
me,
Frank is
why are you
lying.
treating me like an idiot?
Frank tried to speak, but
Mr. Dunnington, your friend here is not who he says he is. Frank is a member of the traitor group, the so-called Masters of the Eye.
boom, boom. Frank fired off 2 shots. Neither of them hit Dunnington. Frank didn't get the 3rd shot off before Dunnington ripped his arm out of his socket like he was a damn toy. He bled out in less than a minute, but not before claiming that they may meet again someday. Dunnington spat on
Those
his
who
dead
bleed
body.
the eye must pay the ultimate price. The one never forgets those who betray him or those who use them. Endless hells await his soul. 100%.
I guess Frank was a real idiot after all. He had no idea what he was talking or walking into, but then again, neither do I, and maybe Dunnington doesn't either.
No more games. The Sinkhole will be here by midday tomorrow. The one will be ready to accept your offering, Mr. Dunnington. Now, can someone please tend to Landon? One of the bullets struck him in the shoulder. There's a first aid kit in the bathroom.
He was right. One of the bullets struck me high in the shoulder. The bullet went straight through. I didn't even feel it until Prophet mentioned it. Then it was agony.
You are going to lose consciousness in 20 seconds, Landon, but I want you to remember one thing before you black out. The next time you leave this facility, it is to be casted into the hungry mouth of the one. Chance of error 0%.
And then I saw darkness. Oh, good night. End of part 6. Okay, there should just be one more. There's a hole. All things good and terrible must end, only to begin again. What is this one? Okay. You can back up now. Or do that. I woke up just after midnight. My shoulder was killing me, but I was alive. For now, anyway. I checked the door, and it was locked. The windows were boarded shut. I wasn't getting out of here. I pounded on the door, but no one came. I doubt they could even hear me over that godforsaken noise. I'm not gonna lie, I cried quite a bit. I didn't want it to end this way. If what Prophet said was true, then dying was even going to be the end of it. My only thought was Frank's bomb. If I could get that, then maybe I could use that to leverage some kind of escape. Or at least I could go out on my own terms, take these evil bastards with me. First thing I had to do was keep that damn noise out of my head. I ripped up the sheets and stuffed them into my ears. It didn't work. I was scared what happened to Jeffrey was going to happen to me. This noise was going to infect me, change me. Maybe it already has changed me. I started to lose track of time, I think. Maybe I was dreaming, maybe I was hallucinating, maybe it didn't matter, but I heard a voice that asked me to write. It asked me to finish my journal, so I did. It's the noise. I wrote and wrote. If you're reading this, then know this is what I wrote. I had a feeling that what I was doing was important, necessary. This was to be the most important thing ever written. I wrote for hours, I think. People need to know what happened here. It's necessary. Yeah, necessary. And then I think I passed out. I started dreaming, I think. I saw things I've never thought possible. I saw another world, a world where people were born from graveyards, schools were filled with the elderly, children were wise and respected. They were the leaders of the community, and when death came, they were eaten by those that loved them. Gross. They slept during the day. They didn't cook what they consumed. It was eaten alive. The sun rose in the west, it set in the east. Humanity was wild and angry. Animals were peaceful and docile. I saw the impossible. I saw the rules of the world in reverse, and then I woke up in a cold sweat. They are winning. That sound is getting into my head. If this keeps up, I'm going to lose it. I'm going to jump in that damn hole willingly. Don't do it. I ripped my bed apart. I took the feet off the bed and banged it against the desk, the wall, anything that made a noise. My only chance was to drown out that damn sound from the sinkhole. It worked. All I could hear was the pounding against the desk. I could feel my sanity returning. For a moment, I was thinking normally. I had to get out of here. I had to get to that bomb. I had to. Mr. Dunnington and his suits finally opened the door. They didn't look happy. Oh well, they easily subdued me and brought me to Prophet.
What the hell, Landon? Why can't you accept that this is over? Sigh. Humans. You just can't accept the inevitable. Stupid. If only I had legs, I'd use them to kick you in the ass. Dumbass. Wyatt and Lucy have fortunately seen the light. They have been gloriously converted to the One. But your pitiful primitive display interrupted Oliver's transition. Sigh. You should be ashamed of your selfish display. But I know that you are not. You are not evolved enough. Yet. You should know. We almost had you. We were very close. Closer than Oliver. Thankfully, conversion doesn't require us starting over. Heh. Now let's resume your conversion, but under my supervision.
And the sound continued. The only thing I could do was scream. I screamed until my voice gave out, and then I screamed some more. I screamed until...
It's time. He's here. I applaud your resolve, Landon, but it's over. Time to go to your just reward, whether you want it or not.
This was it, the moment I've been dreading. I've never been more afraid. This was it, the moment I've been dreading. I've never been more afraid. 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 I've never been more afraid They marched us out to the pier of the facility. It was horrifying. There was an empty path through the swamp, straight from the sinkhole to us. It ate so much. I couldn't help but wonder, where the hell did it go? And to make matters worse, on the opposite side of the facility, we were pinned in by Dunnington's men, no doubt already to shoot Oliver or myself if we didn't comply. The three suits shook Dunnington's hand, hugged him, hugged each other, and then took the plunge. They looked so happy, so sure. I've never been that sure about anything, never. I hated them for that. Wyatt and Lucy jumped in after. Oliver hesitated. Mr. Dunnington tried to give him a nudge, but Oliver panicked. He wasn't gone yet. Oliver tried to fight, but Dunnington flicked him into the water like a rag doll. Now he really was gone, like it would be. Or like I would be. This was my only chance. I ran for Frank's boat. Thankfully, no one fired on me. Dunnington just giggled. Come on, my friend. There's nowhere to go except salvation. He was quite shocked when I revealed the bomb. It was the first time I saw fear in his eyes. I demanded he let me go. I was surprised when he said that he couldn't. Couldn't or didn't want to. Mr. Dunnington leaped into the water and his men cheered. Now who in the hell would I bargain with? I turned to his men, demanded they let me go or I'd blow them and their damn one-eyed god to hell. They said nothing, just glared at me. They didn't care. They were just watching me like a mouse dropped into a snake's aquarium. In desperation, I reached for the bomb's trigger. I was going to take us all out, but I never got the chance. A tentacle emerged from the water and it gently set itself on my shoulder. It's disgusting. And then I saw it all. I saw what we were meant to be. I saw what was taken from us. All those impossible things played again, and I wanted it back, all of it. I didn't just want it, I demanded it to be returned to me, everything, every damn thing. I wanted to be part of the one. It was all I ever wanted, all I ever needed. It was everything. I set the bomb on the ground, begged him to take me, but he told me that he had a job for me. He needed me to complete my journal, finish my story. My words would be part of the bigger story, a story that he would use to build his church. I would be his rock, one of many available for those looking for the truth.
Congratulations, Landon. I am truly jealous. You have been blessed with an incredible opportunity.
I worked with Prophet until every word was locked in. One day my words will save souls, and now the time has come. Prophet and I will join the many inside the one. The end, the beginning, backwards, infinity. So is this what it wanted him to write? Around March 24th, it is believed that a pocket of natural gas ignited and pushed the displaced Earth towards the surface. In time, the greenery, wildlife, and people returned. For most, the sinkhole, known as Pac-Man, remains a blip in the history of that. Is it magic? And for those who are familiar with the hard drives, they write off the odd journal entries as low-level natural gas poisoning, and then there are others who believe that the hard drives are a sign of terrible things to come. End of part 7. Okay, so I think that was the last one that we were going to watch, because I think the last one in the playlist is just all these videos put together.
Good afternoon, I am Prophet, and I have returned to share the good news.
Don't think I want it. Okay, yeah, so I am going to end this here because that was all that there was. God, that was interesting. I really like that. Yeah, that's the second series that we've watched from this channel, Vintage 8, so far. both of them were probably my favorite series that we've watched so far. Because there was this and The Children Under the House, which I really enjoyed that one. But yeah, so I will check out their channel to see if there is like anything else that they've done besides just these two series. But yeah, until then, I will put a link to my previous video down below in the description, along with their channel, Discord, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitch. If you want to follow me there and get notified for the next time I do a stream. Don't know when it's going to be, but you know, I also have no idea when this video is going up. Like, this is the 26th. Who knows? Anyways, I'm going to end this one here. So I'm going to go. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.